Ladies and gentlemen, will you please rise as our symphonic choir leads us in our national anthem. Graduates, please remove your caps. Gentlemen, you may replace your caps. Graduates, be seated. Welcome to this day. It's an honor to assemble students, parents, family members, and leaders from our school district to join us in this evening. Tonight, we will celebrate the Stevenson High School class of 2024, our 59th graduating class. Collectively, this is one of our favorite events of the school year as it signifies the culmination of 13 years of schooling. To our parents, you're probably wondering where have all the years gone. As you reflect on your child's accomplishments, it doesn't seem that long ago when you dropped them off for their first day of school. I imagine for some, those years in between may have seemed like an eternity. To our graduates, 4 years ago you arrived at high school, which looked very different from previous years. Coming out of the shutdown from your 8th grade year, we were not the same. Pretty much everything we did looked different. But it seems like only yesterday you couldn't find your next classroom or open up your lockers. Some of you probably never even went to your lockers. As sophomores, you probably thought you had this thing figured out and it was going to be easy. Then came your junior year. You were confident that you were better than the seniors, and you couldn't wait till your senior year when you could rule the school. And now today, the time has already passed, and your rule is over. You are the future leaders of the world. You are the next fill in the blank. Whether you choose to be a doctor, a teacher, a lawyer, or even still undecided, you are poised for great things. Who knows? Maybe you're sitting next to someone who has a cure for a cancer, or maybe the next principal of Stevenson High School. Maybe you're the next social media influencer. I'm not sure what it takes to do that, but since you're already proficient in Snap, Insta, and Tik, you're well on your way. You've walked the halls, you've took classes, We're parts of teams and activities, all while developing your vision for your future and propelling our school forward. You've continued traditions of academic excellence, community service, and exceptional performance outside of the classroom, which adds to your legacy. Hopefully, we've sparked something in each and one of you, as ultimately you will become a collection of your choices. Now you're poised to start this next chapter of your life. Have the courage and passion to follow your dreams. Live your life to the fullest. Be the best version of yourself. More importantly, find something that you love to do, because you're going to have to do it for a very long time or until you become eligible to retire. Some of you will stay in the same field, some of you are going to change. I read an article recently where people 18 to 24 will change anywhere from 5 to 6 times. It's okay. While we have celebrated past accomplishments, I want to challenge you to continue your quest for knowledge and discover your own unique talents and ways to contribute to our society. Whatever path you choose, your life will change and our world will change as a result of your contributions. You've attained the skills and knowledge that have prepared you for this next phase. Take the enthusiasm that surrounds tonight out into the world with you and use it to achieve your dreams and goals. And as you move forward, don't forget your friends and your family, as we all need that support as we move on. One quick life skill piece of advice. If you're going to ask someone to write a letter of recommendation, get their permission first and give them plenty of time to turn it in. Mrs. Knoll will do her best, but when everybody asks her the day before the scholarship is due, it's a challenge. So keep that with you. Ladies and gentlemen, tonight we are going to we're going to welcome over 425 students into the ranks of being called a Stevenson graduate. A round of applause. With us here tonight, we have some invited guests that I would like to introduce to you. Guests, when I call your name, please remain standing. Audience, hold your applause until everyone has been recognized. From the Livonia Public School Board, Trustee Liv Jarvis, Trustee Crystal Frank, Trustee Colleen Burton, Trustee Tammy Bonifield, Secretary Madeline Acosta, Vice President Mark Johnson, President Karen Bradford. From our district leadership team, Director of Student Services Megan Sproul, Chief Financial Officer Allison Smith, Director of Human Resources Jennifer Keats, Director of Human Resources Anthony Abate, our Chief Academic Officer Teresa O'Brien, Director of Elementary Programs and District Services William Green, Assistant Superintendent of District Services Phil Francis, Director of Secondary Programs and District Services Kevin Etu, our guest speaker from the class of 1979 Ms. Diane Cohn, and of course our Superintendent Sandria Oquist. A round of applause. Additionally, I would like to acknowledge our teachers and support staff at Stevenson, our triad staff members and district support staff providers, as they've all played a role in the success of our students. Our teachers across the district are the true champions. They are the educators with the most interactions who inspire and motivate our students on a daily basis. Thank you to all of our educators. Each of our graduates have earned the right to hear their name called tonight. Many of you came to hear one name. I ask that we be respectful of all of our graduates. You have plenty of time at the end of the ceremony to cheer on for everybody. Thank you in advance for your cooperation. At this point in time, it's my pleasure to introduce graduate Michaela Ninas, who will deliver our senior commencement speech.
Good evening, and thank you for being here. Commencement, as defined by the Oxford Dictionary, is a beginning or a start. Over the past few days, I've had a few moments to reflect on the superficial parts of what commencement means, and a few unruly words came to mind. Words like judgment, failure, and mystery. As we close out this chapter of our lives and move on to what many say are the bigger and better things, I'm reminded by a quote by Nelson Mandela. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear, but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. While overwhelming amounts of excitement and pride are felt by many of you today, it seems reasonable to believe that judgment, failure, and mystery may be felt by you too. Allow yourself to take a moment and reflect on all the things you have stopped yourself from doing out of fear. Societal norms prevent us from doing things considered out of the box, even if we don't realize this. I'd like to leave you with this testament. Fear is inevitable. It can and will dictate your life if you allow it. It is never a one-time thing to get over. It'll come throughout your lives in the best and worst times. Fear is not the enemy. Think about it. Fear is what got you here today. Exams, tests, college rejections, a loss in a sport, and elections for school clubs are all things we as a group have gone through. And while it may seem like the end of the world in the moment, you made it through. Fear allows us to realize we are pushing ourselves towards new and uncomfortable situations. It permits us to process our desires and dreams. Do not let irrational fear or the fear of being judged stop you from being great. Do not let it hinder you from your passions and desires. As surprising as it may seem, fear happens to everyone in many different forms, even if not noticeable on the surface. Allow me to help you redefine what fear means and lead you towards a growth mindset. F for faith. Believe in what you're doing and believe it has meaning. E for endurance. Your fear will hinder you from wanting to take the next step. Continue on with grit no matter what. Persevere. A for awareness. Be aware of what you're doing and have a sound understanding of what it takes. And R for reaction. Things will not always go your way. Life is less often about what happens to us and much more about how we react to it. Take every moment of risk and fear and go forward with power. The regret of not doing something that what you wanted is greater than the regret of embarrassment. If something is important to you and you are reminded by everything that could go wrong, take the steps to still do it. The chances that that outcome is successful is higher than you may allow yourself to believe. Although fear, judgment, and failure all come to my mind when I think of the word commencement, the words hope, chance, change, and determination also come to my mind. Be aware of your fear, but choose to take the steps to walk through it. Class of 2024, congratulations on your great achievement. There's so much for you to be proud of. Go forward with power and conquer your fears with an open mindset, whether big or small. Thank you. I'd now like to introduce our senior class president, Quinn Kerrigan.
Good evening. Tonight, I have the distinct honor of introducing our guest speaker for the class of 2024's commencement ceremony, Ms. Diane Cohn. Ms. Cohn is a proud Stevenson alumna from the SHS class of 1979. Before attending Stevenson, Diane attended Clay Elementary and, like many of us, Holmes Middle School. While at Stevenson, Ms. Cohn was a member of the Student Senate, sang in the Girls Select Chorus, and wrote for the school newspaper, the Stevenson Spotlight. Diane continued her education at Valparaiso University, earning her Bachelor of Arts in International Economics and Cultural Affairs. Then she furthered her education at the George Washington School of Law, earning a JD, as well as becoming a member of the Maryland Bar. Diane began her impressive career as a program assistant for the Center for International Private Enterprise. She then served as the program director for Transparency International USA, the government affairs director for the Toledo Regional Chamber of Commerce, and the assistant director of Latin American Affairs for the U.S. Chamber of Commerce. Diane began her career in the U.S. Department of State as the anti-corruption advisor in the Bureau for International Narcotics and Law Enforcement Affairs. She then continued her career as the Justice Sector's Programs Director at the U.S. Embassy in Abuja, Nigeria, the Political Economy Deputy of Chief at the U.S. Embassy in Vilnius, Lithuania, the Rule of Law Officer at the U.S. Embassy in Bucharest in Romania. Diane's most recent diplomatic assignment was as the chief of the economic section of the U.S. Embassy in Kinshasa in the Democratic Republic of the Congo. Diane is currently preparing for her next posting in the U.S. Embassy in Kiev, Ukraine. Diane is a perfect example of how we as Spartans can take what we have learned here and use that to make the world a better place. Please join me in welcoming tonight's alumni speaker, Ms. Diane Cohn.
Thank you so much, Quinn. I mean, whoever his parents are should be very proud. Yeah, there. Yeah, 45 years ago, I was where you are now. There were about 800 of us, and we thought we were so cool. The songs we heard over and over on the radio, and yes, the radio, were School's Out Forever by Alice Cooper and Another Brick in the Wall by Pink Floyd. If you don't already know them, you can find them on YouTube. They're very rebellious. You might have a hard time imagining your parents or maybe even your grandparents cranking up the volume, but we did, even if we didn't really believe them. So many people right now on social media, I keep on seeing this on Facebook, have this war between generations of, the baby boomers had it the hardest and the, Gen X is the toughest and it's all, nobody likes millennials or Gen Z for some reason. But believe it or not, I think that there are similarities between the class of '79 and the class of 2024 that might not seem so obvious. We, in '79, we were born 19 years after Japan attacked Pearl Harbor, and you were born 5 years after 9/11. Both events changed global history, really changed everything about how we see the world. Yet our elders didn't really think that we would necessarily get it. How could we not? And while we were growing up watching the Vietnam War on TV, for over a decade, and you grew up with the Iraq and Afghanistan wars in the news. Both of our generations grew up with civil unrest all across the country. And older generations also called us lazy, entitled, and without a sense of responsibility. But I think that high schoolers have been accused of that since the beginning of time. However, the class of '79 did not grow up with social media recording our every move. And I think anyone over the age of 50 is grateful that everything that we did in high school and college didn't make it onto social media. very, very grateful. And we did not have to go to virtual school during a global pandemic. How anybody did that with any shred of grace, I don't understand. I had a hard time working from home, so good on all of you. I promise you that not once when I was sitting at my graduation did I think that I'd be talking to you today. I imagine I'm here because somebody thought that what I do matters, and I am deeply flattered. I think that it is true. I like to think it is true. I get to represent our country abroad, and every day that I do it is an honor. However, as much as I appreciate the recognition, I want to also recognize that many others in the class of '79 are doing things that matter. We have doctors, dentists, social workers, college professors, lawyers, musicians, engineers, entrepreneurs, journalists, business executives, public officials, and parents. The class of '79 is an impressive bunch. The class of '79 also produced dozens of teachers, and I want to call attention to teachers especially because what teachers do matters. I can name a dozen of my teachers that made a big difference in my life, and I know that my classmates could do the same. So teachers, in case you're wondering, they're not going to remember me 45 years from now, but they're going to remember you. You can clap at that if you want to. Where to clap? Everything we do has a ripple effect. Individuals do make a difference. Plumbers, electricians, and carpenters who volunteer their services for organizations like Habitat for Humanity help get families into their first homes. Chefs volunteer at soup kitchens. I have friends who are doctors and dentists who lead medical missions to underserved areas in the US and abroad, and they literally save lives. Not to mention the difference our first responders and military make in their communities and around the world. An important mindset is to try and leave each place better than you found it, and anyone can do that. You don't have to be a doctor or a lawyer, teacher, or diplomat to make a difference. In fact, it's important to note that I'm not even a senior level diplomat. I'm not an ambassador, I'm not an assistant secretary, I don't hold a position that requires Senate confirmation. I'm an upper mid-level foreign service officer, yet even I am in a position to make a difference. I've helped American companies find new export markets and create jobs in the US. I've developed new training programs for prosecutors to address corruption, organized crime, and human trafficking. These are all fairly small projects, but they make a difference, and that's the best part of my job. So that brings me to the class of 2024. You are graduating from an excellent high school and going on to jobs or additional studies. How are you going to make each place better? The world is full of options, and I'll let you in on a secret. You don't have to have the answers now. You don't have to stick with the same career choice for the rest of your life. I'm living proof. As you could hear, I've changed careers 4 times. I did not graduate from law school until I was 41. Life is not a race, and the journey is as important as the destination. You can change your mind, you can take a new path, and it will be okay. It's also important to be open to new opportunities. Don't ever talk yourself out of something because you think you're not ready. If someone is offering you an opportunity, it's because they have seen something in you that makes them think that you are ready. If we all waited until we were 100% ready to take on a new challenge, nothing would ever happen. No one expects you to have all the answers. They only expect you to work hard in order to find them. So it might sound like I have high expectations, and I do. But thousands of Stevenson Spartans have gone ahead of you and already know what you will find out. You're capable, and you will find a way. You have a whole community supporting you and wishing you the best, and we know you can do it. Now, before you get your diplomas, I have one favor, and I have my phone here, and I'm turning on the camera. The class of '79 is having its 45th reunion in August. So I would love if the class of 24 would kind of cheer us on. We're in a different stage of life now. And so if I just, 1, 2, 3, please, like do something festive and fun. Here we go, view from the podium. 1, 2, 3. That was a terrible way to get applause, but I'll take it. Congratulations, everybody, and go out and do great things. I know you will.
Graduates, will you please rise? President Bradford, will you please join me at the podium? President Bradford, as the principal of Stevenson High School, it is my distinct privilege to present to you the class of 2024. I hereby certify that the graduates before you have satisfied the requirements set forth by the Livonia Public School Boards of Education and are therefore eligible to receive their diplomas. I ask that you accept them on behalf of the Livonia Public School Boards of Education.
Mr. Mazzoni, on behalf of the Livonia Public Schools Board of Education, I accept the Stevenson High School class of 2024 as qualified to receive their diplomas. Graduates, you may be seated. On behalf of the Board of Education, we congratulate you on all of your accomplishments. Graduates, you are ending this 13-year journey tonight and embarking on a whole new adventure. One piece of advice I have to give to you is continue to be a lifelong learner. Whether you go on to post-secondary education, head right into the job sector, begin a military career, or take a rest before you move on. Be a continuous learner. Keep an open mind, develop a new skill, and seek to acquire new knowledge. Set your goals and work hard to achieve them. You are the one that can make something happen, and you will achieve your goals if you continue to seek to become a lifelong learner. Again, on behalf of the Livonia Public Schools Board of Education, we are proud of each and every one of you, and we wish you all the best. Congratulations. And now the time has come for the presentation of diplomas. I would ask everybody up here on the stage to take your positions. Graduates, get ready, because here it comes.
Will the first row of graduates please rise? That's it. Quinn Patrick Kerrigan. Lillian Ruth Delano.
Alexis M. Adams. Riley Nicole Adams.
Elizabeth Charlotte Lanto. Aiden Nolan.
Sarah Vibette Alberati. Allison Allen.
Dylan Mehmet Suleimani. Hallie Alexandria Edith Hunter.
Ava Lynn Altaidi. Dea Alushi.
Michaela Alexis Ninas. Natalie Paige Bater.
Peyton Jean Anderson. Rachel Eshell Andre.
Ava Elisa Collado. Kayla Elizabeth Cook.
Wala Mason Atabi. Abigail Atris.
Allison Kimberly Emmerich. Savannah Rose Giebel.
Gamila Ahmed Awad. Julia Mohammed Becker.
Darby Nicole Gray. Jayla R. Jones.
Melina Beydoun. Emma Susan Bebo.
Catherine Claire Lapointe. Emma Grace McAllister.
Jenna Bebo. Diana Beniaco.
Corwin Michael Parks. Reagan Long.
Emma Nicole Berry. Sophia Elizabeth Bayan.
Kyle James Kless. Tobin Andrew Knizik.
Nash Abrahams. Antonino de Jesus Acosta.
Brandon Kanapka. Nicholas Matthew Coral.
Chase Ryan Adams. Matthew C. Adderhold.
Drew Christian Koskin. Landon Kropik.
Sean Singh Ajamal. Dennis Keith Alexson III.
John J. Kujawa. Joseph Albert Kula.
Joseph Unsaf Alrabadi. Jacob Daniel Anderson.
Thomas J. Lawhorn. Stephen Matthew Luke.
Preston Tiandre Anderson. Martin Apostolowski.
Dantes Lamar McKay. Rami Wasim Mahfouz.
Emmanuel Armstrong. Kareem Balagi.
Ashton Jacob Maluski. Aiden Kyle Manor.
Ernesto Tomas Barra. Jaden A. Barton.
Ivan Christian Mariano. Benamin Vasile Martinesco.
Joshua Samuel Bates. Zachary Stephen Banaski.
Jack Henry Mayville. Riley Long.
Richard John Bennett IV. Nina Sophia Bingham.
Haley Catherine Lyons. Natalia Marie Maniak.
Kara Tegan Bishop. Jocelyn Marie Blue.
Brianna Marie Martin. Madison Mackenzie Martin.
Ayla Blidgen. Grace Elizabeth Bobby.
Zion Krishade McInore. Delaney Ray McCarley.
Haley M. Branshaw. Allison Land Brightbach.
Avery Nicole McConnell. Nina Ann McElroy.
Hayden Rain Brose. Brooklyn M. Brown.
Alyssa A. Mercer. Isabella D. Minter.
Caitlin Laura Brooke Brown. Madison Nicole Ree Buxton.
Brianna Barbara Mitchell. Caitlin Monica Mitchell.
Erin Ann Cahill. Addison R. Casey.
Faith K. Monroe. Terriana Dakota Marie Moore.
Iriola Chalapia. Janaya Mayana Amari Clark.
Sienna Ray Morrow. Shania Ann Moultrie.
Olivia Nicole Cockfield. Sophia Marie Comiskey.
Aiden Jeffrey McCann. Dylan Paul McGlinch.
Grace Holly Conley. Joseph A. Bix.
Jackson Cash McIntyre. Harold D. McMahon.
Davin Bloink. Stavros Zane Bogalowski.
Travis W. Morgan. Nolan R. Morris.
Evan Royer Bolton. Matthew Brady Borich.
Andrew Christopher Morris. Nathan Michael Muntean.
Justin Michael Bozis. Noah Tyler Bradley.
Maxwell Robert Murdoch. Alexander Warren Mern.
Shane Michael Brewer. Donovan Michael Brogdon.
Christopher Charlie Nasser. Joseph Van Wyn.
Carlton Giroux Browning II. Derek Reese Buchanan.
Nicholas O. Nunu. Ivan McGregor Ostrike.
Evan Burford. Adam Vincent Burns.
Stanley Alexander Osowski. Alan Christopher Pakla.
Joseph Richard Leonard Calebs. Bronson Ross Calloway.
Andrew Padfield. Layla Georges Morani.
Adam Joseph Carlton. Samuel Castillo Corporan.
Amy Ying Mui. Sarah Mackenzie Mullen.
Catherine A. Constantine. Lauren Michelle Cook.
Megan Nicole Myers. Kavya Prashant Nair.
Mackenzie Renee Cook. Raquel Angelina Cooper.
Selena Charlie Nasser. Sophia Ann Nelson.
Rose Eileen Corwin. Caitlin Marie Cox.
Kira May Oakes. Charlotte Judith O'Mara.
Emma Barbara Cummins. Amelia Ann Curtis.
Olivia Emerson Osmond. Gwendolyn Parks.
Marissa L. Curtis. Emma Christine Dan.
Kaylee Pauley. Kari Jacidia Peacher.
Ashley Brianna Davis. Mara Kayla DeBrincat.
Aliana Sky Perez. Adriana Pinto.
Sarah Estelle Devontier. Tulene K. Diab.
Hannah Sydney Rakipi. Adriana Noel Razouk.
Dasani Amina Renee Dixon. Ava Moreau Dolan.
Molly Ann Regan. Lucas Nicholas Pappas.
Ruth Elizabeth DuPonts. Jake Fuma Suzuki Kaywood.
Andre Pekunik.
Hold on. Okay, back up.
Owen Michael Pinta.
Anthony Cherie. Samuel Barrett Shurin.
Peter J. Pitson V. Luke Pluma.
Evan Colburn. Aaron Anthony Kahn.
Connor Polachicchio. Saul Quintana.
Alex David Corbu. Maxwell Philip Culp.
Joseph Patrick Ray. Austin Hunter Rand.
One sec. Bryce John Cunningham. Connor Patrick Curtis.
Achilles Santiago Ratliff. Vincent Rustiano.
Phil Huang Dam. Lucian Philip Davidson.
Aiden Joseph Rice.
Hold on. One sec.
Noah Christian Reeder.
Now you. Tyrone Davidson Jr. James Anthony Davis III.
Aiden Kenneth Robinson. Jordan Rogers.
Harlan Anthony Davis. Jack William Dawson.
Isabel Marie Richmond. Makana Olivia Rich.
Seth Michael Day. Joseph Anthony DeFlorio.
Faith Reagan Robertson. Haley M. Rodwell.
Jacob Andrew Demers. Maggie Rose Dow.
Jenna Ross. Priscilla Rostas.
Josie Elizabeth Dowd. Maya Susan Durham.
Emma Claire Rouse. Lydia Constance Rowe.
Emily Faith Eberhardt. Ava Elizabeth Edney.
Eva May Runovich. Marissa Jordan Rushlow.
Bailey Penelope Elul. Megan Irvins.
Sophia Mona Saad. Cherish Irene Gail S. Sodoff.
Rebecca Elizabeth Fitch. Caroline Grace Franklin.
Elizabeth Jane Shar. Gracie Shahu.
Claire Kathleen Franti. Carmen M. Garcia.
Kiana Shams. Mia Romaine Marie Shaw.
Audrey R. Gelhausen. Chase L. Greger.
Kate I. Shippey. Eliza Hope Smalley.
Kira Erin Elizabeth Grom. Kaya Gramatsky.
Trevor Romano. Vincent Andrew Ross.
Fatu B. Guy. Maya Rose Harps.
Hans Minshed Salim. Aaron Douglas Salgado.
Jacob L. Devine. Grayson F. Dillashaw.
Braden William Samborski. Razaraj Nandakishore Savan.
Cameron W. Domke. Ronnie K. L. Haj Ahmad.
Christian Blake Shank. Charles R. Schleicher.
Alexander M. Eplin. John Pershing Henry Erickson.
Benjamin Nathaniel Schmidt. Connor James Shopper.
Landon George Evanoff. Tegan Wallace Ferguson.
Michael Joseph Schulke. Ridge A. Sefton.
Benjamin Ryan Finton. Evan William Fott.
Noah Benjamin Simone. Reed Daniel Smith.
Dominic Fulmer. Giorgio Youssef Georges.
Milan Schreither. Sebastian Joseph Starch.
Christian Anthony Jerding. Alexander Evan Glazebrook.
Marcos Joseph Stein. Magnus Stemler.
Dominic Joseph Gooley. Alex Joseph Haydad.
Malia Janine Smith. Courtney Elizabeth Smith.
Simon Mark Haddon. Joe Martin Hodge.
Ariana Paige Sparks. Abigail Ruth Starks.
Brinley Haas. Ava Jean Hetherington.
Evelyn Leah Starks. Morgan L. Steffes.
Elise Hillenbrand. Patricia Lynn Hoffman.
Ariana Temperance Stokes. Skylar Shemansky.
Grace Ann Holman. Madison Holman.
Anastasia Abigail Tancock. Rena Tang.
Angelina Albana Hoxa. Laura Hunt.
Serena Ann Thomas. Jada Jacqueline Danielle Tripp.
Joanna Bianca Eby. Abigail M. Jacobs.
Isabel Charlotte Tuma. Alyssa Van Meerbeck.
Avery Elizabeth Jacobs. Jaden R. Jones.
Aubrey Cecilia Verassi. Casey Leanne Walker.
Kendall Marie Jones. Leah D. Jones.
Kelsey Jean Ware. Logan Edward Glenn Stempak.
Marin Elaine Judd. Sarah Elena Kabrovich.
Anthony Mark Stewart. Jonathan Thomas Stimson.
Mohita Shavani Kata. Connor Michael Hamilton.
Charles A. Strazemka. Joseph L. Strazemka.
William James Hampstead. Carter Anthony Harris.
Cooper J. Suds. Julius Kenta Tater.
Aaron Thomas Hart. Andrew Edward Hassan.
Matthew J. Thim. Arjan Amir Thompson.
Colin James Heberger. Trey David Henriksen.
Simon Allen Tolhurst. John Lewis Toth.
Noah Richard Herstein. Camden Jonathan Hill.
Parker James Truback. Corsten A. Vandera.
Blake Mitchell Holman. Mason David Huntley.
Eli M. Vanderveen. Harvey A. Vascopi.
Nathaniel Wade Hurley. Abraham Khalil Hercules Jafar.
Nicholas Vu. Savannah Wara.
Michael Darius Jabor. James Ira Dean Jackson.
Kayla Ray Watson. Bethany Elise Weber.
Christian Malik Jones. Jordan Kenneth Jones.
Sage E. Wedzina. Gretchen B. Weir.
Nehemiah Jones. Mackenzie C. Kurt.
Avery James Wells. Ashlyn Nicole West.
Grace Kanji. Karen Kanji.
Ava Grace Well. Erin Marie Well.
Talene Tiffany Carnullian. Elena Elise Kazus.
Meredith Elise Williams. Gabriella R. Wilson.
Maria Kazus. Jennifer Ann Keenis.
Casey Quinn Woodall. Elida C. Yenny.
Olivia Kolavozi. Aliyah Yejin Covey.
Ashley Yuen. Yuzuka Yokoyama.
Layla Hassan Krayam. Mackenzie Marie Kriskowski.
Caitlin Mackenzie Young. Sophia Grace Zambo.
Lauren Elizabeth Kuzera. Olivia Madison Lambert.
Brianna Kathleen Dreyer. Elena Margaret Emery.
Tara Celine Lapham. Isabella Lazarowski.
Sean Michael Whalum. Shimon Vashtil.
Olivia Lauren Lee. Isabella Maria Lind.
Alexander Joseph Weiss. Bennett Brian Wilson IV.
Tori Ann Lipto. Travis Adam Jones.
Adam Carl Wojcik. Ryan Wolf.
Jake Casey. Caden Allen Kenzoric.
Ricardo Palmer Warman. Hayden Thomas Yesko.
Austin Kennedy. Isaac James King.
Kiara Zamorano. Colin Robert Zufra.
Ashton A. Headley. Michael Piccone Knoll.
How about a round of applause for our graduates? Before I offer my closing remarks, we have a time-honored tradition of the reading of The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. It's my pleasure to welcome Senate President and graduate Hallie Hunter to the stage.
The Road Not Taken by Robert Frost. Two roads diverged in a yellow wood, and sorry I could not travel both and be one traveler. Long I stood and looked down one as far as I could to where it bent in the undergrowth. Then took the other as just as fair, and having perhaps the better claim because it was grassy and wanted wear. Though as for that, the passing there had worn them really about the same, and both that morning equally lay, and leaves no step had trodden black. Oh, I kept the first for another day, yet knowing how way leads on to way, I doubted if I should ever come back. I shall be telling this with a sigh, somewhere ages and ages hence. Two roads diverged in a wood, and I took the one less traveled by, and that has made all the difference.
As we wrap up, reminder, graduates, see your counselors before you go to get your diplomas. Additionally, if anybody wants to use the stage for pictures, it is open. In closing, class of 2024, you are now members of a distinguished group called Alumni of Stevenson High School. Wear this honor with dignity and pride. The legacy of your class is leadership and learning. Each of you is here tonight having fulfilled your academic responsibilities, and may you go forward to leave your own mark out on the world. Find your purpose, explore your passion, and discover your pride. Always believe in yourself and have the confidence to try, and do not fear failure. On behalf of everyone at Stevenson High School and Livonia Public Schools, we wish you the best for the future that lies ahead. Congratulations, you've earned the right to call yourself a graduate of Stevenson High School, and farewell to the class of 2024. We are now all Spartans for life.